Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today we are doing a kind of high-end version of Do I Regret Buying This? So I've not actually done anything like this before, but I've kind of been going through my head that I own a lot of makeup and a lot of it I buy on impulse, or I buy because other people have kind of influenced me to buy it. So there's a couple of bits that I haven't tried in a while, so I thought let me kind of put it into a video and then we can kind of discuss if I regret buying it or if I actually really enjoy these products. So I have so many different brands. I've got Pat McGrath, I've got Rare Beauty, I've got Charlotte Tilbury, Danessa Myricks, that kind of, range up there. I know Rare Beauty is not high end, but I feel like a lot of their stuff is kind of decently priced. But for someone like me who isn't, I don't have a lot of money, buying some of these products are a little bit high end for me. So I'm just going to start off with some brows, and I'm talking about the Benefit, what is it, the Fluff Up Brow Wax. So I never do anything to my brows. So as you can see, I have a complete mess of brows, and I never buy anything that kind of has a tint to it because my brows are very dark. I'm very blessed with very bushy and dark eyebrows. But when it comes to this wax, I mean, I know it only came out about a year ago, and before that I have used the kind of gel to kind of sit everything in. Sometimes it's really nice, but it can be a little bit kind of crunchy. But when I use this, I like the wax a lot because the dough for itself is not massive, so it's kind of a good amount and it captures kind of a good amount of product. I feel like sometimes you do have to wipe off a bit because it can be a little bit excessive. So I'm just going to brush this through my brows, and I haven't had anything done to my brows in a while just because it's never like my top priority to get my brows done, but I really need to get into that flow because they are really horrible. So I'm just going to brush this through. But when I bought this, I kind of always buy a mini version, especially when it comes to Benefit, because I feel like their prices can be a bit high end, like unnecessarily high end. Like they obviously are known for their brows and kind of nowadays their skincare and a lot of their complexion stuff. But this I actually really enjoy, and especially for something where this is a mini, and I'm pretty sure the larger one is slightly larger. I think this is probably about £14 that you can get, and you do get a lot of product. Like I said, I bought this when it first came out and it still works. So let's go on to kind of primer-esque, and I picked up this set by Danessa Myricks on the Beauty Bay website. So this is the Yummy To Go kit, and I mainly want to talk, I didn't even take it out of the packet, about the serum. So when it comes to this kind of universal thing, I've never really kind of understood what it does because I've used it, and I've used her foundations, which I really like her serum foundations are brilliant. I've only tried 2 out of 3, I believe, and I like them because they actually give me something, where this universal one, I'm not too sure what it does. But when it comes to this serum, I mean, I've always been a bit like here and there what it does, and no matter how many videos I watch on people talking about it, I still just get a bit confused. So yeah, this is the Glow Serum. This is a priming face serum, and essentially you use this apply to face under makeup or wear alone. So I wasn't too sure what it would do by itself because I mean, I know it's meant to there to give you a glow. So if it's kind of similar to like, the Charlotte Tilbury, was it like the tint that everyone is like obsessed around and kind of duping, if this is like their version. So I have used it a couple of times, but to be honest, this is not an affordable brand. This is not an affordable product. So when I picked it up, it was obviously on sale. So I'm going to put this on a couple of bits, and I'm going to use my brush just because because my skin is so sensitive right now, I feel like using a brush is going to be perfect. So I've used just a tiny amount here and there, and I'm just going to kind of blend it in. And I do feel like a lot of her products, you have to kind of know what you're doing to use it, because a lot of her stuff, like even her new palettes, like the pomade palettes and stuff, they are stunning. I would love to buy one of those, but they're kind of multi-use products where you could use them essentially on multiple parts of the face. And I'd love to get her new one. It's like a red kind of like rosy tone palette, and it is stunning, but again, it's kind of within the £70 plus and I could never really buy one of those because again they're just stupidly expensive. But going through this serum, I mean, it has taken me a while to kind of again grasp the concept of what it does, and especially the other, like this serum thing as well. I don't know if I'm just being fit because it's a balm powder. So it says tap on with fingers to smooth and blur texture areas. So I'm guessing it's more of a skincare product. If people are calling me stupid, I completely understand. I call myself stupid on a daily occasion, but I feel like a lot of these products, especially for the size of it, like I'm pretty sure by itself, this is about £40, and I kind of regret buying it, but I mean, I like the fact that I picked it up because I want to try more Danessa Myricks because she seems like such an amazing artist, and she seems like such a kind person as well. Like I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about her, and I think she's very caring and just very kind. So a lot of her products I feel like we're buying obviously to kind of for her as a person, which I love because I want to try a lot more of her stuff. I just feel like it's very high end, and some of it I'm a bit like, what the hell am I doing? But I mean, for the serum itself, it dries down pretty quickly. I know this is not like a review because it's been out for quite a while, and I have spoken about this on my channel before, but I feel like it's given me a nice glow. So it's essentially like a glowing primer. So let's go on to foundation. And I fell into the hype like everyone else again. So this is the Laura Mercier foundation. This is the Real Flawless foundation in the shade OW1 Satin. So I got this, God, I would say a couple of months ago, less than that, and I haven't used it in a while, but I remember really enjoying this. And of course I got it because everyone was talking about it, people were bringing back the hype, and I've never actually tried anything by Laura Mercier apart from their shadow stick, which is probably what a lot of people have tried before anyway. I'd love to try more. I'd love to try her concealer and stuff like that. But again, money and just kind of finding the right thing for me. So I'm going to use this on a sponge. And like I said, it's been a while since I've tried it. And I just want to see what it's like on my skin recently because, again, like this is it's painful, it's frustrating, and I haven't actually been able to film in a few weeks, so this is kind of something that I'm kind of bringing back where I try and do like multiple videos a day and stuff. But I mean, I wanted to use this after a while again because I remember enjoying it for the first time a lot. I don't know where my Ice Loki Clean palette is, where I would normally put a couple of pumps onto it and then use a sponge or anything like that. But I'm just using the product straight from it, which is totally fine to do. And I remember it kind of being pretty weightless when I first used it. So I'm just going to get the rest of this on. Okay, so I haven't put on too many layers because I'm learning these days to just not completely cake my face up because sometimes it can just look absolutely horrible. But by putting on like kind of one layer and then like a half a layer on top, I feel like it has done a great job to kind of cover up my redness. And because my skin is so like dry and all over the place, it's never going to cover all my bumps and spots and stuff, but that's natural for all foundations unless I have like a filter on, which is never going to happen. But I actually do not regret buying this. I really enjoy it. I really like it as a foundation. It's difficult for me these days to find a foundation that I feel like will work for me on so many different aspects. Like it's not super full coverage, but it's buildable. So that's what I like. I don't want it to be like a light tint. I don't want it to be like sometimes full coverage, where I really enjoy full coverage foundations, but I just want something that I can slowly build up without it looking like I've just thrown a ton of like moisturizer or something on my face. So let's go on to concealer. So this is a really tiny Tarte creaseless concealer. So Tarte is more ready available in Sephora now, in the shops in the UK. So before, I've only tried one or two things by Tarte because it was just slightly difficult to get it in the UK without having it shipped over, and I don't want to pay for any of that. But I picked up their creaseless concealer when the Sephora store actually opened, and I actually picked up the small one because I've heard mixed reviews, especially about their normal concealer, like the Shape Tape, which is like one of their most kind of iconic products. And I felt like I needed something to help with my under eyes, especially because as I'm getting older, I'm getting more wrinkles, and that's just normal. And my under eyes are always quite grey and dark because I have odd sleeping patterns, and I just think that's just my skin in general. So I have the shade 20N, and there's a nice shade selection. I don't feel like Tarte are known for their massive shade selection, but I feel like for me this is okay. I picked up a very peachy tone, so it's kind of my fault because I feel like I picked up kind of the wrong one. But I remember when I got this, I was kind of a bit like, yeah, this is not too bad. But even for this size, I think it was still like $15, like dollars, why am I saying dollars? Pounds, which I feel like for the size is really not worth it, because I feel like no matter how small it is, it's literally, I don't even know what I can compare it to, like this brush, this e.l.f. brush. Like this is like the weirdest comparison, but this is literally tiny. It's lasted me a long time, but I don't use it as much, so that's probably why it's been like not running out. But you can see that it doesn't do much to my under eyes. Like I think I've added a generous amount, especially for my under eyes. Again, I don't want it to become too cakey. I don't want it to start creasing, even though it's creaseless, but we'll see. But I just feel like I don't feel like I paid a decent amount of money for it. Like if it was, I don't know, maybe like £10 or something like that, I would probably say, okay, yeah, that's much better. But I feel like for a lot more, it's not worth it. I mean, I know this is again not a new product. A lot of these products are not new by any means. But for me, I feel like this is probably not the best purchase to make. I probably should have got the original Shape Tape, but I don't think they have the mini version of it. Otherwise, I probably would have picked that up instead. So let's go on to some more complexion products. So we're going in with a Rare Beauty bronzer stick. So I picked this up at a kind of pop-up shop they had when they released their new skincare range in the UK. Space NK had like a little thing that they did where people can go in and buy the products and do lots of things, and I picked up the bronzing stick because I've heard so many good things. So I have the shade Bright Side. Is it Bright Side? Bright Side. And yeah, I mean, again, this is not the most affordable product. I think this was like 20 plus pounds, and I can imagine you get a lot of product in here, but I've had so many people talk about this in such a positive way that I was of course very intrigued. So using it, I feel like this is okay. Do I regret buying it? Not necessarily. I feel like for a product by a brand that I really enjoy, because I have another Rare Beauty product that I want to talk about later, I really enjoy their products because I feel like they have a lot going for them, especially not just because Selena Gomez is their owner, but because as a brand, I feel like they do a lot of really good things, especially for mental health, and their shade range is really good, and the products that they come out with all the time are so interesting. I just feel like a lot of their products are really, really nice, and they work really well for me personally. I just feel like this kind of, like I've blended it out, and for me, I've always said this with bronzers, they're not, I don't always want to go so over the top with them because a lot of times I don't know what I'm doing. This has definitely given me like a bit more like of a kind of tan like to it, and giving me a slight chiseled feature without me having to like try so hard. But I feel like this is okay. Again, I wish it was a bit more affordable, but again, this is a high-end version video, so I don't know why I'm complaining about that. But yeah, I don't feel like it's my favorite Rare Beauty product, but I like it. So it's kind of on the middle ground where I don't regret buying it, but then I felt like, did I need it? And the answer most of the time is no. But yeah, let's just move on to blush and highlighter. So these are both by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is their Matte Beauty blush. So it's only quite within like a year or two, I've been buying a lot more Charlotte Tilbury. The lid has just fallen down. That's great. Just because you know, I do enjoy her products on average, and I do have an affiliate with them. That's not why I'm talking about it, but I'm just always trying more products by the brand, and I feel like they have such a mixed bag of products. So this is in the shade Dream Pop, and this was kind of new um, when I was starting to use more Charlotte Tilbury, because I know they've been around for such a long time, and I felt like when I bought this, why has it gone all over my nose? I felt like when I bought this, it was definitely a product that I was very excited to try, because I was like, look, her other wand sticks are known to be amazing quality, really fun to use. And then when I use this, I do like it. I feel like the applicator can sometimes really do my head in, just because of like hygiene and just other types of things as well. But I feel like because those have been out for a while, and the price point again is not affordable. Like Charlotte Tilbury products are so overpriced, and as someone who likes speak their mind, I feel like the products are very expensive for what they are. Like, you still get a lot of products in here. Like, again, I don't use this as much as I probably should, just because I have so many other products that I'm using. But I feel like this is nice, but I don't feel like I needed to buy it, because they have mini versions um, of the old ones that I have picked up before, which I really liked. And they have so many other like powder versions and other cream versions as well that I have, that I enjoy slightly more. So we're going to go on to the highlighter as well. So I picked this up when they released their Disney collection, so the Disney 100. And this is the highlighter blush wand in the shade pink. So let's not try and throw this lid on the floor, because that would just be very annoying. And this is more of like a peachy pink, and yeah, it's a bit too difficult to see when the product's coming out with these as well, because again, I don't want to bring out too much product like I probably have done now, and it ends up looking just a little bit too cakey on me, because sometimes when it comes to these complexion products, when they dry, they have like a bit of a crease to them. So I feel like sometimes maybe adding too much product is definitely not recommended. So sometimes with these products, if you squeeze out too much, you can't get it back in. But the thing is, these products are still like 28 pounds, and it is a lot of money. And you know, I don't essentially regret buying them. I just feel like I could have used the money a bit more better when it comes to maybe some of her other products, like the powder ones, and even the kind of stick version which I had before, which I really enjoy. So now we're going to go on to some powder, and I don't actually use a lot of powder sometimes when I do these videos, because I don't ever keep this makeup on for a long time, so I tend to just not use a lot of powder. But there is a powder that I picked up that I do regret buying, and it's actually really frustrating, because Melt Cosmetics are one of my favorite brands ever. Like a year or two ago, they were like my favorite brand of the year, and then they released this. This is their, what's it called? It's their Glaze Skin Sheer Finishing Powder. So I was so excited to pick this up when it came on Beauty Bay, because I had wanted it for so long. I heard so many great reviews. I tried it and I did not enjoy it at all. It kind of dried up very quickly in my pan, so it's a bit difficult to use sometimes. I got the shade Fair, and I'm going to use it today just because it's been a while since I've used it, and I just want to see if it's kind of changed. I don't know what will change about it, but if maybe my feelings towards it might change. But yeah, I don't know. I've just heard so many people say good things about it, and it just does not work for me, and it's not cheap. Like, Melt Cosmetics have some of their products can be stupidly expensive. Like, I'm pretty sure this was like almost £40, and I have no idea why, because it's just a setting powder. It's got some sheerness to it. It's got like shimmer in it as well, and it does have a couple of different shades, which is great. But I feel like it does not do much for me, and it really makes my skin look quite cakey. And when I do use it, it starts to dry up, and I don't know if that's because of the products I'm using, like as in like the applicator, but I use so many different things. Like I've used a brush and I've used these before, and they just don't really seem to be doing a great job for the product. But I just feel like this was not great. The packaging is very chunky for no reason, and I can only imagine that is not how much product you get, because a lot of brands these days do deceive their consumers when it comes to their products. But I feel like this was just not it for me. I do regret buying it because I feel like it just does not do much for me, especially from a brand that I really, really enjoy. So let's go on to eyes, and I'm going to be talking about the Pat McGrath. I don't even know what palette this is. This is their Artistry palette, and this is their Mother Mega no, their Mother Mega Celestial Nirvana palette. So I actually picked this up when it was on a sale because there was no way I was buying this when it was full price. So what I'm actually going to do, put on my Urban Decay primer, and then we'll get onto the palette. Okay, so if you've not seen this palette before, it's stunning. I know normally it's definitely within like the £100 mark. I didn't get it for that. I think I got it for like 20 something pounds, because her website always has some type of sale, and especially if it's a palette that they're getting rid of, I know that they reduced them significantly. So I don't even know what look I'm going to do, because I've tried this palette a couple of times, and yeah, it is really, really nice. I feel like going in first with this shade, which is called, let me see, Desert Divinity. So we're going to start that off as like a transition shade, and apologies if my look isn't so great. Again, it's been a couple of weeks since I've done like a proper like video. I just haven't had any time, opportunity. Work is my work, like my full-time work, and when I'm off I have other things that I'm doing, so I actually don't have a lot of time to upload and film, hence why my schedule, well, not my schedule, but my videos are like kind of less, there's like less content than I normally would have uploaded, because I normally upload like a ton of videos a week. But unfortunately times are changing in my life, so I need to like slow down and all of that. I will reveal in a couple of months what's going on, but nothing right now, I'm afraid. So that was the first shade, and you know what, as much as kind of expensive her palettes are, I don't always understand the hype, and I love Pat McGrath. Like, I think her makeup is amazing. I've tried a couple of palettes, I've tried a couple of lip products and highlighters and stuff, and they are gorgeous. Again, I just feel like they're so overpriced. Like, for me, these products are extremely luxury, and I know a lot of times they repeat their palettes, which I think is so cheeky. It's so cheeky, but there are people out there who genuinely like fall for it, which is crazy because it is a lot of money for this stuff. So I'm going to go in with this shade, which is Nightfall, just there, and I'm going to kind of make that a kind of deep wing in the crease, because I just want to do a really simple look today. As much as I'd like to do like a colourful look, my lips are going to be super colourful, so I feel like I probably shouldn't do anything too bright on the eyes, maybe something a bit deep, because I haven't really done like a deep look in a while. Okay, so now let's just end on a shimmer, because again, we're being simple to the point. I'm actually going to go in with this shade, which I don't think I've tried before, which is called Cosmic Champagne. So this is going to be just an like a topper more than anything. So let's get this on. As always, these shimmers are stunning. I remember when I purchased their Star Wars collection, and what I wasn't aware of was that the palettes were already like older palettes. They had just kind of put stickers on there. I actually find that hilarious, because again, for a brand that is so high up there, so well known, and the fact that they make these palettes which are recycled old palettes, and people kind of, well, people do notice these things, but they still actually buy it and spend their hard-earned money, I think is quite funny, because they're just going to keep on doing it. And as someone who doesn't actually buy many Pat McGrath palettes, I kind of, again, only have like a handful. I'm very happy with the ones that I have, and I'm sure in the future I will buy other palettes, and I do really like this one, so I don't regret buying it at all. I just feel like they're just not always up there as people kind of hope. So let's talk about lips now. I was kind of umming and ahhing about what lipsticks to talk about, but then I just want to talk about the Rare Beauty Kind Words matte lipstick. So this is actually an exclusive on their website because this was all the proceeds went to the Rare Beauty Impact Foundation, which helps with mental health, and especially like an organization that Selena has founded and looks after, blah, blah, blah. I just really wanted to try it, and it's a gorgeous red as well. I had to buy this on her website, so I had to pay like a bit more and a bit of shipping and stuff, but it turned out really quickly, and I'm pretty sure it's been out for like a year now, and I've definitely used it a couple of times. I just don't think I've really used it that many times on my channel. But yeah, this is in the shade Devoted, and it is a stunning red. So that's why I didn't want to go anything too heavy on the eyes. So let's get this on. Okay, so yeah, again, this is a stunning red. I mean, I know in her normal collection of Kind Words that they don't have anything this bright. So I kind of felt like I really, really wanted to get this. And I actually am so happy that I picked it up because it came in a little pouch, which I still put it in because I feel like even though I ripped the top, because when I was trying to open it, it was so hard to get off. But yeah, I'm actually really happy that I got this. I'm going to keep this in the box because I feel like it's a bit special. So I don't regret buying it. I just wish it was more ready available. But this is my finished look. Let me know what you guys think. Have you picked up any of these things and felt like you maybe regretted them or that you're happy to get them? I will try and do more of these videos because I kind of felt like they're really interesting to do, and especially I might do an affordable version because I have a lot more affordable makeup than I do high end. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there, and appreciate you sitting down listening to me ramble on. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.